hello, buenos dias, ni hao, which is hello in Chinese. Welcome to the Details of Life with Marcus Wilson. I am your host, Marcus Wilson, and I'm feeling great this morning, guys. Thank you for tuning in with me. I'm on a natural high right now, and I'll tell you a quick story why. So last week, my dad had to go to the hospital because he wasn't feeling very well, had tightness in his chest, and had like flu-like symptoms. And so, obviously, they did a test for the flu, and they swabbed, and it wasn't the flu. And so he's 82 years old and pre-existing health conditions. And, your mind obviously goes to COVID-19. So they did the test. It took 7 long days to get the test results back. 7 long days. But we got the test results back, and he is COVID-19 negative. And that just, it really uplifted me. Sometimes it just gives you wake-up calls to remind you how fragile life is. We know COVID-19 is going around, but when it hits you differently, especially someone like my dad. And so to find out that he's COVID-19 negative, it was just a little cold, just as, got me feeling great. So I get up to go work out this morning because I got to work out in the mornings, because if I wait till after work, I'll find all type of excuses not to do it. So I go work out because while we've been in quarantine, I've gained 4 pounds, which may not sound like much to you guys, but I just lost 40. Right? I just lost 40. And so I'm not trying to gain this weight. I'm not trying to put this back on, which leads me to another point. They better start opening up these gyms soon, because I will turn into Professor Clump on y'all real fast. You can ask any of my friends. I gain and lose weight so easily. I will be Professor Clump in a month if I don't stay in shape. And, a lot of people can't get to the gym. A lot of lap swimmers, a lot of people that need those group exercise classes that those aren't open for. I remember last summer, it was like hot girl summer. This summer, man, I'm telling you, y'all better open these gyms. There's going to be a lot of one piece bikinis at the pool. And there's going to be a lot of dudes in the pool in t-shirts, all trying to cover up little areas that we were showing off last summer. But man, they killing us with these gyms being closed. Anyway, so I get up and go work. I'm doing the workout outside, and I pull up to a stoplight. This is like 5:15 in the morning. I pull up to the stoplight, and this guy is bumping his music. Bumping. And it's only 2 people on the road because it's early and, everybody's staying at home right now. So he's bumping, and then I tune in and he's listening to Mama Said Knock You Out. And I'm like, man, what is going on over here? Literally, like, is he hyping himself up to go fight somebody at work today? Or, is LL Cool J really his favorite rapper like that? Like, why are you bumping Mama Said Knock You Out at 5:15 in the morning? And so I was cracking up, and, and next thing you know, I'm driving down the street, and I realized I'm having a whole conversation with myself about this guy. Like, I was judging him a little bit, and I'm like, then I look over to the person, there's a car beside me, not the same dude. And they're looking at me because I'm talking to myself. Like, when I say talking to myself, like a real conversation, like I'm like saying stuff, and I'm like, that's when I snapped up out of it. I like, did I myself? Wow. Like, I was really that deep in the conversation with myself. Hey, no judgment here, guys, man. We're all going a little crazy right now. You see, I'm growing a little scruff, and don't judge me. You guys talk to yourselves too. At least I think you do. Maybe I'm the only crazy one. But anyway, man, I'm just feeling good this morning. Make sure you guys stay active. Get out and exercise, 6 feet distance for sure. But get out and exercise and stay active during this time. But enough about me. Let's get to my guest. My guest today is Jaylon Brown, former University of Evansville star. Man, this kid is playing at a very high level right now in ACB Spain. Anybody that knows anything about European basketball, ACB Spain is the top league in the world outside of the NBA. You got this thing called the Champions League, where they take some of the top teams from different countries and they all play against each other. But for the most part, like just individual countries, Spain is the top league. Man, he was a really good player, played at Evansville from 2013 to 2017. Didn't really have a breakout season until his senior year. Because as we spoke about, he was playing with DJ Ballantyne, who's one of the all-time greats. And so it just wasn't, DJ was a scorer the first 3 years, and then Jaylen, when he finally got his opportunity as a senior, he took full advantage of it, averaged 21 points a game, first team All-MVC. In my opinion, he's the most athletic guard in UE history. And you'll see, because I show some clips of some of his games, not only from Evansville, but in Spain. And the kid can just flat out get up there. Don't slip. When he drive into the basket, don't slip, because you will get punched on. So we talked about a lot of things. Like I say, he's in Spain and under quarantine. Talk about his professional career since graduating, and just a lot of good things. He's a great kid. Sometimes it's hard for me to get to know some of the UE players because, I know when I go back, I'm not trying to be all up in their face. I'm not trying to come around like I know everything. And so, I'm usually kind of standoffish, not in a bad way. You guys know I'm an extrovert, but like I just try to, if they want to speak to me, then I kind of do. But if I'm not going to like impose myself. And so a lot of times I don't get a chance to meet these guys on an individual basis, especially the younger guys. And so it was really good to catch up with a UE star and kind of tighten up that UE family and catch up and get to know this guy. He's really respectful, cool guy, but a very high level player. So without further ado, let's go ahead and check in with Jaylen Brown. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Details of Life with Marcus Wilson. As I just prefaced, today I have former UE star and professional basketball player, Jaylen Brown. How you doing, Jaylen?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, man. First things first, I know you over in Europe. So first of all, are you safe? Are you healthy? Is everything all right with you?
Yeah, I'm safe. I'm safe and sound, locked up in Spain, just playing video games, so I can really do it now.
I hear you. So we'll get into that, into like, your professional career and what you're doing now under lockdown. But first, I want to take it back to just the beginning. Let the people know, where you're from. What was your high school recruitment like, and why did you choose Evansville?
I'm originally from Cincinnati, Ohio, but I moved to Fishers, Indiana. I'm more Ohio, but I'm like half Indiana. I rep both states, but I went to Fishers High School, and recruitment for me was, it was hot for a while. It was real hot. My freshman year, I didn't get too many looks. I was still kind of building myself up, but I had a good sophomore season, and that's when I got my first offer from multiple schools, some mid-majors like Akron, Ohio, schools like that. And then Illinois State was another one. And then kind of like got a little bit hotter, got just named one of the best guards in the country on a couple different websites, and getting recruited by Brad Stevens. Coach Simmons was recruiting me at Evansville, and Wichita State was another school. And I had a top 5 going into my senior year.
Okay.
I was deciding between Evansville, Miami, Ohio, Wichita State, St. Bonaventure, and Ohio University.
Okay.
And I ended up going to Evansville. So, and that's how I ended up at UE. So,
how did Evansville beat out some of these bigger schools? Butler obviously has had a lot of success. Wichita State. What made you choose Evansville over some of those other schools?
Well, what people don't really know is my junior year, so it went like this. I was going to go to Butler. But as you know, Brad Stevens ended up leaving to go to the Celtics.
Okay.
So that whole recruitment just went down the drain. The new coach that came in was looking at other players, and, they weren't as interested as me as Coach Stevens was. So I cut Butler out of that. They were recruiting me still, but not as hard as Coach Stevens was. My parents had a good relationship with Coach Stevens, and I felt comfortable with him. So I didn't end up going to Butler. I was going to commit there my junior year, but that didn't happen. And then actually what people don't know is I was going to go to Illinois State. I was going to commit to Illinois State the summer of my last year of AAU. I was going to commit to Illinois State. People don't know that as well. But I had got a call, and they were trying to pressure me into committing right before the AAU circuit started up, and I didn't want to do it. Paris Lee ends up committing there before I did, and they were like, pick your poison, who you want. They were like, whoever first commit, Paris ends up committing there. So I remember I got a call from them saying we got a guard. His name's Paris Lee. He ends up being the NBC Player of the Year my senior year. So basically he committed there. So Evansville's still like in the mix. They're still going to all my games, seeing Coach Harris and Coach Simmons showing up to these games. I actually get sick my senior going into that circuit, so I end up not playing. So the recruitment so I was thinking of bigger schools were still going to come get me, and they all fell off because I got sick. So I didn't play my summer circuit for my last year. But Coach Elgis was there, and he was still coming to the games. I saw him, and Wichita State was telling me they would redshirt me and all this. And back then I'm young, so I was like, no, I want to play.
Right.
And I'm still getting Evansville. Coach Simmons is still on me. I take a visit. DJ Ballantyne was my he wasn't. Yeah, he was sort of my host, DJ and Troy Taylor. And obviously me and DJ played against each other in high school for a couple years. So me and DJ were already cool. And he basically finish a deal on that, and that's how I ended up at Evansville, was because of the coaches and then being able to be around DJ, and we were already friends, so it was an easy decision on that part. And then knowing I could play against teams like Wichita State in the same conference, so I was just like, I like Evansville, and it's close to home, so I ended up going there.
Well, props to the coaching staff for sticking with you, and props to DJ for sealing the deal. I know that for sure, that players oftentimes can out-recruit coaches. If you got a good vibe with the player somewhere, that matters a lot. But speaking of those guys, man, during your time at UE, you played with some really, really good players. You put Ryan Taylor, really good player. Drew Smith, obviously he transferred, but, is playing well in the SEC right now. DJ, one of the all-time greats and a really great player. What are some of your memories? What are some of your best memories playing at UE?
Just being around the guys, just on and off the court. Off the court, I think we had a special bond. My 4 years there, especially those 3 years when we kind of grew up together. Everybody was all young. We were all freshmen and sophomores, and we all knew that we were young, so it was going to be tough. We had tough moments our freshman and sophomore year. We didn't win too many games, maybe like 14 games, but the next year, we won the CIT, and it built up from there. We won 24-12 and so on and so forth. So I think just being around those guys and working hard every day, that was the best thing about it. They always made me want to get better, and that was one of my favorite parts of being around those guys.
Man, yeah, that's awesome, because you've had, people don't realize the pros. UE had quite a few pros right there, and we were talking earlier. There's another pro from UE that you played against, that you're playing with in the ACB right now. Is that right?
Yeah, Gideus. Everybody knows Big Giddy. He's one of the best to come out of UE for sure. He's playing in the same league as I am, so we see each other occasionally. I've hung out with him a few times in Madrid. So it's good to connect with guys like that still, and it's awesome just to see him even a few years later after we're already graduated from college. So it's cool that we're still in touch with all these guys.
Man, that's awesome, man. Proud of you guys. So let the people know, once you graduated, where all have you been, and where are you at right now?
After I graduated, I ended up going to Macedonia, which was we were in the ABA League, but they ended up leaving the ABA League to play in FIBA Europe Cup. It was a good team. They struggled financially with some stuff in the end, so I ended up leaving that team because they couldn't finish the contracts out. So I ended up leaving that team for a team in Finland where I could get my money and finish the season out. And played in the finals in the Finnish league. So my rookie year was kind of hectic because I never experienced something like that where a team couldn't pay. So I always told myself, from now on, anywhere if I'm playing in Europe, I go to a team where I know they'll live by what they say they'll live by, or what they're going to go by. So it started off like that. So I've been to Finland, Macedonia, probably 15 countries in Europe, I'll probably say. Estonia, Greece, Hungary.
So when you say you played there, you mean like your teams traveled there to play? Or okay. Yeah. I got you. And then one of the Euro Cups? Yeah,
in the Euro Cup. So we were traveling around playing all these teams. So it was a fun experience to be able to go to different countries like that. And now it's like I've been to more countries, and people probably take a lifetime to get to all those countries for them to go. So it's awesome just to be able to do that.
Yeah, man, it's a blessing. I'm telling you, take advantage of it. A lot of the things I learned, I played for 12 years in 9 different countries, and like you said, traveled to a lot more, played in other ones, and man, the skills, the experiences you pick up there is unmatched. There's no way that we, probably kids like us from Indiana ever thought we'd be traveling all these different countries.
Exactly.
Man, that's awesome, man. So you're currently in the ACB. For those who don't know, in my opinion, I think pretty much worldly agreed upon is ACB is the best league in the world outside of the NBA. Now, if you count the Champions League, those are the best teams from all the countries. But in terms of one country, ACB is the best league in the world. So what was that like, getting that contract, knowing you're playing in one of the best leagues in the world? And who are some of the players you've played against? Was it a huge adjustment, or, did you already feel you were at that level and was getting underlooked before? What was that whole transition like getting to the ACB?
Yeah, it was a blessing. It was a no-brainer as well, just to be able to be able to play in this league. I knew once we got the team back up to ACB, I knew that I would come back. So for me, I was happy that I was able to get this chance, and the league is really tough. Playing against EuroLeague teams, Champions League teams, all from Spain and stuff like that. The competition is about as high as it can go, with the exception of the NBA. So I played against plenty of NBA players that are in this league right now.
Anybody we would know?
Malcolm Delaney, if you remember him, he plays there. Kyle Kurtz plays there. I don't think he played in the NBA, but I know he's from Evansville, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
There's a lot of guys. It's hard to think of them all because there's so many. Shane Winnington played for the Pacers. Who else? Eric Green. He played in the NBA. Played in China for a little bit. There's a lot. It's a lot of different players. Tony Douglas played for the Pelicans. A lot of different players that you play against night in and day in and day out. And even you play some of the top college players that people remember from when they were in college, like Phil Pressey played for Missouri. Guys like that. So the league is, in my opinion, it's the best league outside of the NBA for sure.
Yeah, I agree as well, man. So currently your league is suspended because of COVID-19. What's it like over there? Is it I'm sure you talk to people here. Do you get to kind of roam the streets kind of like people are doing in America? And what are you doing to stay busy during this time?
Right now, it's a lot more strict here. So it's nothing we can really do other than stay in the house and try to use your time wisely, I guess. Try not to waste your time. Do things that you like to do. This is a good time to maybe get better at something that you didn't really have a chance at. So I try to keep busy. Can't really roam the streets. You can go outside, walk your dog, go back inside, go to the store or the pharmacy, and that's about it. So it's not, you don't see a lot of people outside anymore. This is a big city, so it's pretty empty. It's weird to walk outside and not hear a lot of ruckus going on and stuff like that. But I sit around. I listen to podcasts. I listen to interviews. I try to read something for a little bit as long as I can. I study a little Spanish. Play a lot of video games with friends because all of them are home too. Just keep it at that.
Okay. Has the team told you what are they expecting to resume the season this year, or have they been in communication with you about how that might work?
They put out so they've been continuously postponing the league. So it was April 24th. They're going to try to say we're going to start back up, but now that's been postponed again. So now it's postponed indefinitely. I'm not sure if they're going to cancel or not. They want to play, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's going to happen this year. It's going to be really tough to kind of figure it out. Guys have been sitting on their butts for too long, so it'd be hard for them to get back into that top shape so quick.
Well, man, good luck with that. Hopefully, I know hoopers want to hoop, man. So hopefully they resume the season, and you're on a good team, and first year in ACB. So hopefully you guys can come back from that pretty soon. And lastly, man, I want to just ask you. This is the details of life. I know you just said that you listen to podcasts, so make sure you obviously gonna watch this, share this with your people. But one of the things that I want to do is ask people. I bring people successful, and so one of the things that I know about you and I respect about you is in high school, you weren't an Indiana All-Star. You were All-State, but not the All-Star, same as me. I wasn't either, and we kind of proved people wrong later on in our career because you were in the top league in the world. But even as a freshman, you averaged 4 points a game, went to 5 points a game, to 11 points a game, to 21 points a game your senior year, went to different leagues in Europe and have moved up. So obviously you know how to get better each and every year. There's not a sense of complacency with you. So is there anything that you do, whether it's daily habits or routines or anything that you do that you feel helps separate you from the competition?
I just think it's a motivational drive that I've always had since I was little. I've had things, certain stuff like that, and do what they're supposed to do, be successful. So I was never one of those guys that was jealous, but I also thought that I worked hard, and I thought that eventually I would get what I deserve as well. So I just kept pushing. I never felt bad for myself if somebody was doing this in college, and I wasn't doing that. So I always just took it with stride. Freshman year in college, I played a lot. I played about 19, 20 minutes a game, same as my sophomore year, but I wasn't as productive as mine. But all it was just hard work. I think I just learned a lot. And another thing was injuries. I broken my ankle, broke my nose, and a lot of people can fold after something like that happens. And for me, I have a broken foot. I had surgery. I don't know if I told you that I got surgery in January, so I'm out for this season, for the rest of the season. I got a Jones fracture, but
oh wow,
yeah. So I had surgery, but I'm still here. The team wants me back for next year. Basically, I just keep pushing. There's nothing that really can stop what I got going on. I have a clear vision of what I want, and basically I just keep going until I get to where I want to be. And wherever that is, I don't know where it's technically supposed to be, but I'll know when
Yep.
when you know. So I just keep on pushing until my legs give out for the last time. I know it's time to hang up that ball.
Well, man, what I got from that, man, is you've always had a little chip on your shoulder, and you got a vision for yourself that you've been pushing for since you. So, a lot of people don't have that. They get to one level and then they're like, oh, I've made it. And it sounds like you never feel like you made it. You want to keep getting better. So,
Mm-hmm.
And for the people, some Evansville fans may know this, but there's other people that may not be from Evansville. But one of the reasons I know that you didn't even have even more success earlier is you were playing, I wouldn't say behind, but with one of UE's all-time leading scorers and great players ever, DJ Ballantyne. So it probably just wasn't enough shots to go around, really. But, but still, you played your role. And, I can tell you this, man, from somebody who played at UE, man, I really respect your game. I enjoy watching you play. You always did play with that tenacity. You guys had some really good seasons. So I appreciate you coming on and spending some time with me today. And I'm sure the people of Evansville are happy to hear from you, man. Stay safe out there, and it's good talking to you.
For sure. Thank you very much. Nice talking to you, too.
All right, bro. Take care.
Yep.
Thank you, Jaylon, for coming on. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that conversation. Like I said, great kid, doing a lot of great things. Nothing but the best of luck to you, getting healthy and for the rest of your career. And so, we're just going to continue building up and bringing on people that I find interesting, and hopefully you find interesting as well. But the people have spoken. The people have spoken. I think at the beginning, I started off with some sports people, Calvert Chaney, Christian Lander, Rob Allen, the trainer down in Atlanta. And then, I'm really interested in hearing what makes successful people tick, which is why I started the Details of Life. I really wanted to bring on successful people and talk to them and share that with you guys. And so, but then after my first few sports people, I kind of deviated and brought on a CEO and brought on a guy who was beating multiple sclerosis and the city treasurer to talk about issues in the city and some other things. And, it just seemed like, although I knew it was good content, I don't know if you guys wanted to hear that. You know what I'm saying? I think you want to hear more sports, and maybe because the world is lacking sports right now, there's even more of a void. So, I'm going to keep bringing in these sports people every Wednesday and Sunday now, because I feel like you guys got more time to listen to podcasts, either on your way to work or while you're sitting at home. You can just pop this on. It's not going to hurt, man. I know we got great content. So just press play, share it with some people. And we're doing it every Wednesday and Sunday until we come out of quarantine. So it gives you more content to listen to. So I'm going to keep doing that. And I'm try to keep bringing in some coaches. You guys really loved listening to David Ragland. He's a great guy. So keep bringing on high-level coaches and what's going on in the coaching and sports world. And next week, got a surprise for you guys. I'm bringing on some really cool stuff with AAU. Just wait. I'm going to drop it here in the next few days. I don't want to give it away right now, but I'll be posting about it here on my social media in the next couple of days and what we got coming up this next week, and then followed up with some coaches from some really top-notch schools. And so hopefully you guys stay tuned in, keep liking, keep sharing, keep subscribing, and that way we can keep building. And I want to keep bringing on good people. So actually, I don't do this for the views, but the one thing about views is the more views that I have, when I ask someone of celebrity status, whether that's a head coach or a professional player or something, a lot of times they look at the views, they're like, man, do I really want to waste my time getting on a show that has 100 views? So the more views that we have, it obviously helps me market this better to people. Hopefully we can keep doing that. But regardless, I enjoy what I do. People I think are starting to realize this is not a fly by night type of thing. This is not me just messing around. I literally love broadcasting. I love what I do, color commentating. I love this podcast thing, and I love talking to people. And I'm just trying to get better at what I do, and hopefully you guys enjoyed along the ride. And so, I just want to also encourage you guys to stay healthy, stay active during this time of quarantine. It's easy to just sit around and get lazy and get in bad habits, get on too much screen time, start eating too many chips, all those type of things. Stay active. I know you may not want to go outside, but going outside isn't going to hurt. 6 feet distance, whatever you got to do, but stay active. I know the gyms are closed. It's hard, but this is the time where we got to come out of this situation better. It makes no sense to go through a hard time and not be better in the end. And so this is a time where we have time to work on ourselves, whether you want to pick up a foreign language, read more books, spend more time with your kids, whatever it is. Work on yourself during this time, guys, right? Your future self will thank you for it if you do. So again, thank you for tuning in. God bless you guys. And you know what? Greatness is in the details, guys. Thank you so much for all your support. We'll be back here next Sunday or this upcoming Sunday. And until then, peace.